definitively, and I said this in my piece on Sunday, started to see some real deflation. And today it's oil. I'm not scared of oil. I think oil is still investable, but we're buying things on a scale. But the Fed is winning in housing. It's winning in retail. It's winning in oil and gas. It keeps winning, and they're going to acknowledge it eventually.
Right. We have a couple of speakers this week. Tomorrow, there's a big lineup. Three, I believe, are talking. So yeah, we'll have to hear what they have to say. Monitor what they have to say. Of course, it's probably too early to declare a full-blown pivot. We need to see a couple more months of cooler than expected, or just cooling CPI, PPI data.
Right, and they can keep raising rates. I have no problem with that. Do 50 basis points. But I do think that they have to recognize if you've won the war, don't keep winning the war. If you won the war to stasis, I mean, I know you're going to start hearing about layoffs and people looking for jobs. I think it's interesting that if you're laid off on Facebook, the only place you really go, if you're high quality, you're going to try to go to Google. But I think Google is not trying to hire. I mean, I think you're seeing high-skilled people being laid off. The rails are still looking for people. Truckers, no. Truckers have found a lot of people. So it's uneven. Now, oil, we should say, is the biggest loser in the market, but natural gas is up, and we still like Coterra for that reason. That is our natural gas play. They own Cabot, which is the largest. But you have to understand when Jeff Curry from Goldman comes out and cuts his forecast. Jeff, can I just say that this guy was the biggest bull when it was going higher?
Right.
And, one of the things I've learned is to be critical. When the biggest bull is saying it's great, and then it goes down, and then he gets bearish, I get bullish. And that I know a lot of you out there, I think, sit there and say, "Oh, Cramer's bullish on." No, I saw so many positive club members. This isn't you. There are a lot of jokers on Twitter will say, "Well, Cramer just went out negative on Disney, so we got to buy Disney." Okay, Cramer went out positive on Disney, so we got to sell Disney. Well, okay, go ahead. I went out positive on Disney on Friday. How'd you do?
Yeah, and that's obviously that should take us to the story of the day, which is, of course, Disney firing Bob Chapek, which you've been very vocal about that they should do for the last couple of weeks. Fire Chapek, bring back Bob Iger.
Right.
Interesting choice. Steady hands.
Right, and I think that, look, there was an excellent piece.
Hey, guys, let me just butt in here because Jim Cramer is definitely right about that. We're going to let him continue in a bit, but even here, I hear people say that when Jim been doing this for so long, but people keep saying when he says buy, it's a sell. I don't think so. I think he has stand the test of time. I think he's very great. He did predict and did ask for the firing of the CEO for Disney, and Disney is up. So that's good. We don't know how long this is going to continue. We don't know if Disney will continue to rise, but we hope so. But I just thought that was some information, and I just wanted to put in there that I think he's one of the greatest stock investment guy, and I do take all my stock investment from him and have made money. Yes. Do they have some losers? Yes. Do they have some winners? Yes. But I think that's why I bring this to you, because I don't think there's anybody. So let's just get back to the meeting, guys, and I would come in.
This weekend by James B. Stewart in the New York Times. I'm sorry, in the Journal. It was really kind of very telling. It was the New York Times. What am I talking about? It was very telling. It was about how Stanky from AT&T was terrible at running talent because he was a telco guy. I think that one of the things that people have to realize is that Chapek had to run talent, not just theme parks. Theme parks are really nuts and bolts operations. And I think that they failed. I think the whole Scarlett Johansson thing is probably underestimated too. That he basically just attacked one of Hollywood's favorites.
Yeah, I think there was this view that Chapek alienated a lot of the creative types, which you obviously can't do when you're a media company. But look, I think Chapek did a good job with the parks, but that wasn't enough because they were under earning, so to speak, with their content, the media businesses. I think they were really struggling with the pivot from cord cutting to streaming. Iger should bring in that fresh view.
Remember, there were so many things done during this one period to look like Netflix that you thought you could lose all the money in the world and you could still do well. But Netflix actually had a margin and Disney didn't. I made an allusion to how it was like bringing back Howard Schultz. they, Chapek was outright fired. We never heard anything. KJ just one day retired. Kevin Johnson retired. But the idea behind it is right, which is that you needed someone who's respected by the team, who can come in and make the pivot. And there they had to go to cold brew. Here, this is not nearly as cut and dry, but you need Iger to come in to bring back some of the stars.
Right.
And you may think that, well, wait a second, there's movies.
Yes, guys, let me just jump in here a little bit, guys, because you see Disney and Netflix, both of them Disney streaming, but I think Disney is so great because they have the theme park, and sometimes I do understand why Disney is not doing better than Netflix, because Disney should be doing very, very well. So with the hope of a new CEO, I think Disney should do better at, if you're invested in Disney. I am underwater in Disney, but I'm hoping that with the theme park on for the summer, I thought that Disney would have done a little bit better. I think they would have done better before going into the winter. But they also have China exposure and a lot of different stuff. But we'll get back to the meeting. But I just wanted to share that I think Disney has so much stuff going for them. The stock should be higher because they have Disney Plus, they have the theme park, they have the cruises. So they have so much of things why this stock should be a $300 stock, but we stuck in the 98, which I don't understand. But let's get back to the meeting, guys. You can see I'm a little bit under the weather, so I wouldn't be talking very much. Let's go back to the meeting, guys.
There's a good slate, but the morale's been bad at Disney. And it's strangely enough, but if you're at Walmart and the morale's bad, I don't know. You can get new managers. But if you're at Disney and morale's bad, you're not going to get the talent. They're going to go somewhere else.
Right.
So,
and we still have some questions, right? What does he do with, what does Iger do with Hulu? I know the balance sheet has been a point of contention.
Balance sheet has to be better.
Right.
I mean, one of the reasons why I favored Nelson Peltz to go on the board is that the board does not seem to know how to cut costs.
Yeah, how about that? Nelson Peltz, activist investor,
well, it's not
a stake.
Right. Yeah. It's not Peltz's day, and I understand that. But, look, I think when you look at Disney's board, why is Disney up 6 and not 12? Okay, because Disney's board does not have a plan to cut costs. Now, maybe Iger does. Safra Katz is on that board, and she's very tough. But I want someone who comes in and just says, okay, look, we got to have accountability for these different divisions. And that's what Nelson did at Procter. I know that the board seems to be very sanguine, happy about Iger being back, but I'm not. I think there's.
All right, guys. So thank you for sticking with us, guys. So we did talk about Disney again, but we did talk about, it says Coterra is the oil and gas play, guys. So they say that as you could look, I don't know if you look at your portfolio, but if you look at oil stocks this morning, you will see that oil stock has definitely taken a hit. I'm definitely going to try to get some PXD, but I'm more leaning and buying some Coterra, guys, which is 50% gas, 50% oil. So I'll definitely go there. So as we can see, Disney is up, guys, but Coterra is down. So take the opportunity, guys. I don't want to stay too long here, but take the opportunity to buy some more stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe. And if you want to get more information as to every move, please join me on my Patreon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe.